I want to pivot to some of the specific stories that you covered. Why do you think, to this day, so many Americans believe in the JFK murder conspiracy? What is your position on that?
Well, number one, your listeners, viewers should know that I was very quickly at the JFK assassination within 3 hours after JFK was shot. I was actually on the third floor of the Dallas police station before Lee Harvey Oswald was brought in for the first time. And I was there when Oswald's Manley Arcana gun was shown to the world for the first time. I went on to befriend and become a friend of Marina Oswald. She would bring her children to vacation with my children. We even once went on the Colorado River. And then prior to that, I was even involved with Jack Ruby, acquiring the rights to his life story, publishing it, working with his brother Earl Ruby after he passed on, Elmer Gertz, his attorney, who was Clarence Darrow's law partner. So I look at the assassination from the inside. The bullet fragments that were taken from the skull and the brain of JFK in a neutron activation test match the neutron activations inside the barrel of the Mannlicher Arcana that was found on the 6th floor of the book depository. So we know that those bullets, to the exclusion of all other bullets, came from that gun. And there doesn't seem to be any evidence, from a palm print to fingerprints, that anybody else except Lee Harvey Oswald fired that gun from the 6th floor of the Texas Book Depository. But why are there conspiracy theories? Why do people believe in it? Number one, there was a gentleman on the overpass, S.M. Holland was his name, and he claimed he saw a puff of smoke to the left of the grassy knoll, slightly above where Abraham Zapruder took those historic 8mm movies of the assassination in progress. So the puff of smoke, which was reported the very same day as the assassination, before the evidence had even been determined that Oswald was the lone assassin, scientifically, the evidence, everybody was talking about, a bullet came from there. Now, the second reason that they believe in a conspiracy is because the way JFK's head went down and how it snapped back. And the conspiracy theorists, believe that the snap back is because of the bullet that came from the grassy knoll and pushed his head back. But 99.9% of the world doesn't know that JFK was wearing a back brace. He virtually always wore a back brace when he was in public because he had these extreme back problems. There are photographs, and I even made one, of him being lifted on a forklift to get in to Air Force One because he couldn't climb the steps. And scientifically, it's been proven that when he was shot from the back, from the 6th floor, his head went down and snapped back because of the back brace. That is why you have the snap. But 99% of the world doesn't know that JFK was wearing a back brace. So all of these facts and lack of information, or the proper information to surround the facts, lead to speculation and rumor. The third reason probably is the most important. It's hard for us to believe that one man could kill a president that at that time in the world was so revered, not only in this country, but throughout our civilization. And it's hard for us to understand that one person, without any real serious political motives, could do such a horrendous act. Now, there's a very important fact that leads others, like myself, to believe that Oswald did it to the exclusion of everybody else. And that was that approximately 3 months before, if my memory is right, on the date, but the facts are, is that he took a shot at General Walker, a very conservative right-wing person living in Dallas who had previous military experience. And he missed hitting Walker. He was down by the train tracks shooting up at Walker, who he saw in the window. If he had succeeded in killing Walker, just like the JFK assassination, the chances are 99% that he would have been caught. And JFK would never have been shot by Lee Harvey Oswald. Who motivated Oswald? A gentleman who lived in Florida by the name of Dmitriy. And when Dmitriy years later was called by the, I believe, the House Committee or the Senate on assassinations, prior to him leaving to go to Washington because he was subpoenaed, he took a gun and shot himself in the head. Dmitriy knew all about the General Walker assassination. And in my personal interviews of Marina told me when we went and did its timeline a week before, 2 weeks before, a month before, 3 months before, she remembers Oswald sitting on the porch, the second floor of 214 Neely Street, and listening to the radio 3 months before, 2 months before, listening every day as if he's waiting for something. And of course, he was waiting to hear the news that somebody had killed General Walker. Well, there was no news whatsoever, broadcast or written, that Walker had even been shot at. And that was because the people surrounding Walker didn't want to open that door to the public. So Oswald sat there on that porch, and Marina tells me in her interviews how he had this gun that was laying over eventually on the corner. And as you know, Marina herself shot the picture in the side yard at 214 Neely Street of him holding the Mamluk Arcana gun and a pistol.